welcome to the Kids Who Code podcast. Kids Who Code is a Bangalore-based NGO that helps kids like me learn how to code. We also get to interact with incredible people from different companies who are changing the world through technology. During the pandemic, we did not have access to computers. However, using smartphones, we continue to learn about technology and develop new skills. We are really excited to share our learnings, interests, and stories with all of you. Please join us each week for a variety of topics. Hi, this is Arfa back with my third episode on birds. Hope you all enjoyed my first and second podcast on the disappearance of sparrows from urban areas and a conversation with an ornithologist. In case you missed it, please do check it out. Today, I will be talking about birds' migration. Let's start with what is migration. Some birds, mainly in the northern hemisphere, travel long distance during breeding or the wintering months. This journey that birds take every year is called migration. Birds usually fly along the same route called a flyway. Birds migrate either for food, habitat, or weather. In the winter, birds must remain warm to survive. So they migrate to warmer regions and they come back in spring. The majority of birds migrate from northern breeding areas to southern wintering grounds. However, some birds breed in southern parts of Africa and migrate to northern wintering grounds. Some migrate horizontally to enjoy the milder coastal climates in winter. Birds migrate in flocks. You would have seen geese in a V formation. Scientists say it helps birds save energy when they fly in a flock. Young birds often make their very first migration on their own. They get hints on when to migrate from the environment. Birds use the position of the sun, moon, stars, and the Earth's magnetic field to help guide them. That's how they find their winter home despite never having seen it before and return the following spring to where they were born. Some birds migrate during the day, but the majority of land birds travel at night. Although it seems difficult to fly when it's dark, there are many good reasons for the nighttime migration. Bird predators are more active during the day, so migrating at night makes it safer for small birds. Skies are peaceful and temperature is cooler at night, making it easier to fly. Different birds fly at different speeds depending on species. The wind and air temperature, the distance covered by migrating birds differs between 15 to 55 miles per hour, that is around 600 miles or more each day. Every year, the birds migrate in large numbers between September and October. It's the annual flight of birds from the northern hemisphere to the Indian subcontinent, including Sri Lanka. The return journey begins in March or April. India receives birds from 29 countries during migration. This includes countries from the Central Asia and Russia. Some of the birds that migrate to or through India are the Siberian cranes, Amur falcons, flamingos, and many more. Some interesting things I learned while researching for this recording are birds migrate not only by flying. Penguins migrate by swimming. They live in the southern hemisphere. Emperor penguins begin their migration each March, traveling up to 100 miles to reach their nesting grounds. Seabirds fly lower over water in the hopes of catching fish and higher over land. They reverse it through in the case of land birds. I was curious on how climate change will impact migration. Scientists predict that birds will migrate earlier than usual. The increased heat will mean a longer and more difficult journey. This had a direct impact on the risk of predators and availability of food on their long journey. The study says that long-distance birds will be badly impacted by climate change. The best way to protect animals and birds is to protect their places of living. Protection can be done by simply not interfering with the ecosystem. We humans are the most superior beings on earth, but we also have a responsibility, that is to protect other species around us and live in harmony with them. Cutting trees, polluting air with vehicles or industries, polluting water with sewage and industrial waste, these human acts are destroying many species of birds and animals around us. They also have a right to live, and by our own actions, we are destroying the ecosystem we live in. Let's all do a bit by behaving more responsibly, by using less vehicles, growing more plants and trees, keeping surroundings clean and hygienic, properly disposing waste, etc. When there are more birds and animals living around us, it is a pleasure of humans to listen to their sounds and to observe their living. Let's care for our beautiful planet. Thank you.